This video is going to be about the 4 pillars of profitable trading, and these are 4 subcategories that I prioritize and focus on bettering myself at every single day in order to, in turn, become a better trader. When I played golf in college growing up, you didn't go out there and just play and try to shoot the best score every single day. You would break your practice down into different parts of the golf game. 1 hour you would grind on your short game and making sure that you were practicing chipping and putting. And then the next hour you'd go there and you'd hit wedges from 100 to 150 yards. And then you'd practice hitting drivers and hitting fairways, right? And finally, when you better yourself in each one of those aspects, it comes to the point where you carry that into the golf course and your end result is shooting a better score. Here in trading, our end result is a better profit to loss ratio and more money in our accounts. And I've got this pulled up here on the left, guys. This is my gain to loss ratio for the month of January. So we're starting a new month. It's time to go in and reflect a little bit. You can see here that I hit at 69.92% in the month of January. That's a solid ratio. That's the best ratio. Not of any month that I've had, but that's a solid ratio compared to my results from last year. And it all comes back down to the 4 pillars. Guys, when I talk about these subcategories that I'm constantly looking to improve, for me, there's 2 that come off the charts, and there's 2 that come on the charts. The ones that I focus on when I'm outside applying to my daily life are discipline and patience. Okay, how can I become a more disciplined individual in my daily life as well as when I'm a trader? And how can I be more patient in my daily life and have that carry into my patience in the markets? And I've got a few really helpful things for you guys that you can start applying if you're serious about this trading stuff. If you really want to call yourself, a consistently profitable trader and make this your full-time career, you're going to have to be the most disciplined version of yourself. And you're going to have to be the most patient version of yourself. And so these are the principles that I stick to, I prioritize, and I apply these. You can call them your drills, your discipline. I'm going to give you guys some discipline drills today, okay? A discipline drill that I've done every single day since this time last year. And I know that because around this time last year, I moved into my new place. And ever since I moved in here, every single day that I wake up, I take a cold shower. Number 1, if I was talking to you guys last year, this isn't something I would have been able to tell you. But me growing into the more disciplined version of myself, a cold shower is something I do every single day. And it is the best decision that I've made to start doing. Probably besides going to the gym on a consistent basis. Taking cold showers on a consistent basis has showed incredible returns on my efforts there. Cold showers are hard. Man, you don't want to do that shit. You wake up in the morning, that's the last thing you want to do. But I promise, get in there, put some music on. Don't do it cold right off the bat. Take your regular shower with warm water, get yourself hyped up for it, and then at the very end, flip the nozzle all the way down to cold. For me, I didn't go all the way cold at first. It took me a little while to work up to it. Now I turn the nozzle all the way to the cold meter and let that shit run over me for 30 seconds to sometimes 3 minutes. And watch how you feel when you get out of that. Watch how that carries into other things in your life. So cold showers, that's a discipline thing. You never want to do it. It never gets easier. But it never gets easier to take a stop loss on a trade, does it? It's always that little voice in your head that thinks, this time it'll come back and save me. By God's grace, this time the ticker gods will save me. It'll circle back around and hit TP. Nah, take that cold shower, take that stop loss, be disciplined, move on to the next. Okay, I've got another one, and this is real stuff, guys. Sexual discipline, let alone a trader. I think sexual discipline for a man is one of the most difficult things to really lock in and hone in on. But if you can find a way to be sexually disciplined, to channel that energy that you could be wasting You guys know what I'm talking about. You could be wasting that energy. Put that shit into back testing. Put that shit into, watching educational videos, coming up with your game plans. Channel that energy. Watch your life change. Watch your discipline as an individual change. The food you eat, okay? Huge, super underrated one. How disciplined are you with the food that you put in your body? Okay, food is fuel. And if we want to be consistent traders, we need to have our minds ready to think on the dot, to reverse our thoughts of things, and we need to be able to flip our bias in a second. Okay, if we're all loaded down with fatty foods, drinking soda, food intake is super critical. What are you putting in your body? What's your daily routine? Do you wake up and do you do the same things day in and day out? Do you follow a consistent pattern? Whether that's wake up, go for a walk. Whether that's wake up, read a book. Whether that's wake up, meditate. Wake up, hop in the shower, make breakfast. It doesn't really matter what it is. It really matters that you're consistent with it. Okay, so do you follow a daily routine? If you don't, go into your notes app on your phone and start writing out what the next day is going to look like for you. Let me tell you guys, that's hard. That's hard to do. You wake up at, say, 7 a.m. and then you say 7:30 a.m. I'm going to make breakfast. Okay? And then you say 8 a.m. I'm going to sit in front of my computer. And I'm going to look for trades from 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. 10 a.m. I'm going to shut off my computer. And I'm going to go to the gym. And then 12 p.m. I'm going to eat lunch. 1 p.m. I'm going to sit down in front of my computer, look for an afternoon trade. And then 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'm going to back test or review or journal for my day, It's hard to stick to a routine. And that's just in your daily life. Imagine writing out a daily routine for your trading and then having to stick to that. We'll get into that in just a second. That's very beneficial. That's probably the most beneficial thing you can do as a trader. Just a little sidebar there is to game plan for the trading day and stick to it. Okay, workout, guys, you should be working out. I don't care how old you are, what your age is. You should be at least 3 days a week. 3 days a week seems so easy to me. Maybe I take it for granted because it's just a habit, but you should be working out. You should be lifting weights. You should be eating your daily protein. That's a given. Drink a lot of water. Discipline. Be disciplined. And then be patient. How can we practice patience on the day-to-day when we're out here just trying to become better as traders? Well, let me tell you guys, again, another one I wouldn't have been able to tell you 2 or 3 years ago. But meditation is the best form of patience that you can practice. It exemplifies what patience stands for. The ability to be present in the moment right now is what meditation is. So I urge you guys, start small, start at 5 minutes, block off 5 minutes, lay down on the couch or sit in a comfy chair, close your eyes, and take deep breaths and feel the breaths enter and leave your body. Okay? Do that for 5 minutes. Build your way up. For me, I built my way up to do it for 20, 30 minutes. It's really pretty routine for me now. Meditation is incredibly helpful for traders. Meditate, get good at it. Okay? Do it every day. Game plan. Sit down the night before or the morning before the trading day and come up with a plan of action. What stocks are you going to look for today? What patterns are you going to look for in those stocks? What times are you going to execute your trades? Game plan, game plan, game plan. That's what I do on the YouTube, okay? Every single day I'm dropping my game plans for the Discord so they can see what's going on in this head. And that way when the market opens, I'm on autopilot, I'm not emotional. I'm working off my game plan. Write down, journal down your trades, journal down your thoughts. I love to, at the end of the day, go for a walk and just kind of think about what happened in the day. Did I do this right? Could I have done a little better here? And then when I come back home, sit down, write out those thoughts. Write down, journal, read books, read trading books. The best ones you can read, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. For us swing traders, there's really not a lot of literature out there on swing trading. I would urge you to read Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. It's a great book. It's a great story about a swing trader, and the psychological battles that swing traders are faced with. Okay, read that one. Read The Complete Turtle Trader. That's an awesome book. Read New Market Wizards, another incredible book where they interview successful traders from all different trading styles. Read those books. Those are incredible trading books. You can get a lot of knowledge out of. And then the last thing I have here for patience is do a no trade day. Actually, this last Friday, I told myself before the day started I was not going to take any trades. I'm going to sit there and watch the market, but I'm not going to trade today. How hard is that, guys? That'll test your patience like nothing else. And I was successful. I didn't take a single trade all day, and I felt incredibly powerful. I felt super in control of myself to not take a trade that whole day. Or take a one trade day. Say today, win or loss, I'm knocking one trade out. I'm shutting the laptop, moving on. Okay, those are some ways you can improve your patience in the markets. Because at the end of the day, the markets have been around for hundreds of years. They're going to be around hundreds more years. There's always another opportunity in the market. In fact, there's endless opportunities in the market. So our ability to stay patient for our home run ball and then to hit that thing out of the park, that's how we're going to be consistent, and that's how we're going to make big money in this for years to come. Those are the two pillars I wanted to touch on today: discipline, patience, and real life applications to improve these. Not just as a trader, but also just as human beings when we're out there in the daily life. Risk management and high probability setups, those are the other pillars to profitable trading. We get into those every day. We touch on high probability setups. We touch on the proper risk management that's needed. But this discipline and patience, we really don't set aside enough time to get into these categories. And that's what I wanted to cover for you guys today. So I'm going to get the game plan sent to the Discord for the upcoming trading week. We've got SPY and QQQ trading in a range here and a little sell-off at the end of the week last week. And then a couple individual names that I'm going to break down in the Discord. So shoot me a message if you guys want to join and live trade with me Monday morning. I'll see you guys at 8:30 a.m. Peace, guys.